Good afternoon, class. Today we will talk about lesson number 4, sorting materials into group. In this chapter we will talk about the objects and materials, why is sorting needed, properties of materials and all. You may have seen many things exist around us, example TV, fridge, sofa, chair, etc. Have you ever thought what are these objects made up of? Let's see. Let's study about this in this. Let's take an example of bulb. A bulb contains a glass covering, a filament made up of metal and wires, etc. So these are the materials by which bulb are made up of. Now let's take another example, that is container. You might have seen glass containers in your home, plastic containers in your home, or steel containers. So containers are made up of different materials, glass, plastic or steel. Now let's talk about object and material. Object refers to anything that can be seen or felt, and material refer to matter from which a thing is made up of. Now let's talk about why do we need to sort material, or how is sorting done. First of all, what is sorting? Sorting is the classification of material into different groups. Now, how is sorting done? Let's understand through this example. For example, we want a bell to be made. So, what is the purpose of making a bell? That it should produce some sound. Now we have some options available, some options of materials that are available to us for making a bell. Let's talk about all the examples or all the materials that are available to us one by one. The first one we have is wood. Wood does not produce sound. It is hard enough to make a bell, but it does not produce sound. So we cannot use wood for making a bell. Wood is not the material. Next one we have is paper. Paper does not produce sound, nor it is hard enough that we can use it for making a bell. So we cannot use paper for making a bell because it does not have the property of producing sound, or it is not hard enough, or it is very easily tearable. So we cannot use paper for making a bell. Next we have metal. Metal have the property of production of sound. It is hard enough that we can use it to make a bell or something. So metal has the property that can produce sound, and it is hard enough to produce a bell, to make a bell. So we can use metal for making a bell. Next we have glass. Glass can break easily when struck with some other object. It produces sound, it is hard enough, but it will break easily when it strikes with some other object. So we cannot use glass for making a bell. So out of these four, what will we choose for making a bell? We will definitely choose metal for making a bell. So we sort material on the basis of their properties, like we have metal for making the bell. We have four materials, but we have chose metal for making the bell because it has the property of producing sound and it is hard enough. The property of producing sound is known as sonoricity. That means metals are sonorous. Now, why is sorting needed? For example, there is so many objects scattered in your house. Some belongs to your kitchen, some belongs to your bathroom, or some belongs to your wardrobe, some belongs to your study room, etc. So what will you do? You will separate each item and keep it there where it belongs to. So it will help us to find the material easily. For example, if you want a knife, you know knife belongs to the kitchen. So where will you go? Either to the bathroom or to the kitchen. Definitely to the kitchen, because you know that the knife belongs to the kitchen only. So it helps us to find the knife easily because we know that knife belongs to the kitchen. Now let's take another example. If you are looking for a book or a pen, where will you go? Either to your bathroom, either to your kitchen, or to your study room. Definitely to your study room, because you know that book or pen belongs to your study room or study table or the shelf where you keep the books or pens. So when you categorize objects, you can easily find them. In a similar way, when we sort material into different groups according to their properties, it will be easy for us to study them and use them. That is why sorting is needed. We need sorting to classify objects into different groups so that we can easily find them when there is need and we can study them easily.